Hello viewers, this is Dark97 presenting you Fire Emblem 6 Project Ember Maniac mode. I've already done the preparations, so it is all the fighters and cavaliers, and so I know it's strong enough to take hits, so not bulky enough to live, so it's not as strong to hit, hard to take hits. Anyway, this chapter 1, and objective is obviously to promote low ASAP, which is definitely achievable in this chapter, and Saul comes with a men rescue and all. Guiding ring that's intended to give given to him, but since it's 0% growth and all the magic units, only 2 million essentially get better magic than all my staff bots. They're the ones who are going to be promoted, and Luke does offer some niche utility which is kind of nice, even if it falls off. So can heal units, probably use staves. If I get him beyond C, can get him to C, can use Eastern Barrier, and I get him to B, can use status staves if I get them, and if I get A, I can use 45 if I get them. He's not going to best at them obviously, but he's still going to do a decent job at it, and even if you don't count that he has rescue ability to mount, so that kind of helps him in a way, even if I don't really want to make him fight. Speaking of Dragons and early promoted units, so you're starting pre-promote basically. What's your best design Dragons, Paladins, Great Knights, Mage Knights, or Valkyries, depending on the game version and what you want to do. So Paladins, you obviously know high move units who have swords and lances. So even if they fall off, they're gonna have rescue utility, worst case. And Great Knights have control of VTA, decent bulk. And Great Knights even tend to get skills that boost their bulk significantly. So, say like Armored Blow for instance, or Luna, which does boost their offense to a significant amount when it procs. They're not going to fall off necessarily, but they're not going to be best units, you know, throughout the game, the Jagan ones at least. Then finally get Mage Knights and Valkyries. So Mage Knights are essentially, generally they are better Tome rank and Staff rank by default. Can changes depending on the Jagan, but so they have some offense, and since they join in chapter 1 and they can heal and stuff, they'll have decent amount of staff rank compared to most of the staff bots, and even if they don't, at least gonna heal and rescue ability. So Valkyries essentially function the same, but they have a higher staff rank in general. Of course there are exceptions like Cecilia, but she's not Dragon. So a good example of a Valkyrie Dragon would be Soldier of Forest. Yeah, Soldier of Forest, I forgot her name. Just give me a sec. Not Beryl. Beryl is a Warlord, so yeah. The Valkyrie Dragon, she's only here again until chapter 6, I think. So you're gonna have to decide between healing, attacking, rescue drop. Kinda complex, but even if she doesn't have, she has pretty bad power growth of 10. You're still gonna use her just because she can spam staves, and the relatively high amount of domes will just consistently let her damage along with it. High base speed let her double. Most of the units won't be double unless you promote a unit, so that's kind of nice in its own way. mean, caps do get inflated like Project Ember, but Soldier Forest definitely beyond 0% growth, and since that's not a reskin hack, it has more freedom in deciding how to place its enemies across the map. So there you go, just shipping with Rodgut, and obviously your boy Luke's gonna get killed, Banana Boy. And the reason why I didn't charge in the middle is one of the soldiers have a horse sled, and trust me, Marcus doesn't want to face this, especially since he doesn't have the ability to wheel access. And his cat, who is a pre-promoted rogue. So depending on chapter she joins, she gets a preferred weapon. So if she joins on chapter 22, you get a look code. Hope that's right pronunciation. So look code essentially gives cat 20 res and 1 to 2 range with knives. So mage killer, anyone? She's still frail on the physical side, but you do get a chapter 22, she has cap speed, so I have no doubt she's gonna double most of my. She's gonna double a lot of my units, so especially in 0% growths. He's only here to come in with cap speed naturally, so maybe besides Carol, who doesn't come with cap speed, but it's kind of loose there, I think. So we're just gonna choke the point here. Kinda glad that guy's advantage, even if it's a physical weapon. There are magic swords like light brands, and they're 3-range versions, so I don't particularly remember what it's called. And by the way, I don't know which version it was, but Project Ember decided to remove the critical hit boost from snipers. That's a pretty good decision, since enemy snipers is very scary to face on due to the fact that 3 range and 30 crit. So now we can at least bait them with, a general like Bart. Sure, is getting doubled, but he's gonna live to tell a tale at the very least compared early on. And since Project Ember does get carried away with the weapon to put in enemies, it's overall a great decision, even though I sadly want a 30 crit on Klein and Igreen unless you give personal 30 crits to them. Which is kinda sad, but they still have higher strength compared to my nomads, so definitely gonna use them. Bart is highest strength with a bow unit, but he has worse weapon ranks, and it's not hard to reach weapon ranks in this game, but definitely want to start a higher weapon rank, just so you can get extra juicy hit bonus and all that stuff. And there you go, just gonna heal Volt, just so that we don't have to heal him up later on. And just in case I forget a few turns later it dies, it isn't gonna be pleasant. One more thing, I forgot to buy stuff in chapter 4, so that means pretty low is fire tome, which is gonna break in this chapter. I'll probably redo some chapter 4 or 5 off screen, but for the sake of recording, just put it here. And there you go, Luke's at level 10, and we're gonna promote a Banana Boy next turn. So we're healing up Rodgut too, that's nice. Marcus Boy, Marcus Jagan. Can start loading the other guys one by one, so you can deal with them when the time comes. There's two shamans here compared to the vanilla version. So they're just sorry, don't blind me with thief words. The doors, I guess. And then change the fact that enemy reinforcements appear after you cross a line. I mean, the difference in enemy reinforcements do come after a certain amount of turns, but that's not what I'm talking about. So, in FE6, if you cross that narrow area basically in the center, either on the sides or in the center, you're gonna face enemy reinforcements. So to avoid it, just gonna place one of your units behind. So reinforcements appear in the bottom. The turn-based reinforcements appear in the throne, so we're definitely gonna deal with them at some point since it's not an LTC. So there's mage. Sadly, you don't have barrier staves and hand axes. Another thing is sadly forgot to buy. During my chapter 4 multiple recording sessions. Yeah. Just because I get not good at 17 speed. Sorry, I forgot to buy something at that point, so I mean, all I need is technically a fire tome, so I don't know if A caliber uses. I do get A caliber in chapter 12, I guess, but I'd rather not risk losing it right now. Fairly good tome, hits pretty hard against wyverns and Pegasus or Falcon Knights depending upon what you face. So it's a fairly good tome to have around. Don't want to waste it unnecessarily. If I can help it, others. So Chad's gonna get all the chests in this map. There's some good stuff which can help in next chapter, for instance. The killer axe in one of his chests, and Marcus gets his second silver lance around here. Whoever is A rank lances actually, but right now I think it's only Marcus, so Marcus and maybe Zelot if you use it. Basically a limited amount of units you can use a silver lance. Don't particularly use a Gant lance. Iron sword is enough to kill a shaman, so we might as well kill him off. They could rush and kill them, but I don't want to risk him dying, and I don't have a hand axe either, so there's no point in rushing that. At least in my humble opinion. So there's Lug, Mage Knight, Budget Cecilia. Depending upon whether you mind the fact that you use a guiding on him or not. Kinda gushed out him in the last chapter, so if you haven't watched Mecha's waifu, look basically functions the same, except it joins early and the stats are not going to change. There is reinforcements. Luckily they're physical enemies and none of them are magical, so you can definitely deal with them. This is a benefit of promoting Lug, Kanto. Get into lots of wacky shenanigans with it. Okay, so she has high bases compared to vanilla version. In the vanilla version, her bases is similar to Roy. I mean, they're the same bases as Roy actually. Yeah, she has a lot higher speed, but her weapon ranks are obviously worse, so that she doesn't obsolete the archers. But it won't take a long to reach C rank bows at a base, so doesn't really matter that much in the vanilla version, but yeah, nomads do offer great amount of flexibility like Luke does. So in case I can't ship, but you don't want them to ship, they can rescue drop, canto, move around. Quite handy to have around personally, especially since snipers don't have 30 crit. It's not really worried to promote archers. And we can just make those snipers for now. I mean, the archers who get a personal bows, for instance, Wall gets a refined bow which is effective against bow units. And Dirty gets a very powerful great bow which hits on 1 to 3 range, so what a powerful weapons if you do use them. Great bow comes in too late, and refined bow can potentially have some uses. Against bow units, but this is a 0% growth run, 0% growth run, so I don't think I'll be using wall that much out of the way. As you can see, like Su has the same strength as wall, but has a higher base speed. I want to check how much speed she has post promotion. So I'll just check that and be right back, and the game keep playing on as it is. So just need to rush towards the reinforcements to deal with them, and we have 2 bulkheads can deal with them. When I can't deal with them, we're just gonna divert them with one of our other units and the side forts who are on the side. Yeah, who are not in the center basically. We're just repping for our next few turns, putting our units in a position, putting the enemies in a little more disadvantage at least. So, Shad has picked up the chest around there. I don't want Shad to go up, I mean basically up north. The reason is I don't want to bait enemies towards him, so I'm gonna let him take a treasure chest in the left hand side. Totally unconventional, but as long as Chad lives, that's all I want to ask for. Yeah. Pull him up across half the map, basically. Yeah, Wall's gonna die against one of them. Guess I placed him there intentionally. Not a great amount of damage, but chip damage still chip damage, and I do appreciate that. So let's see. Get ready. Yeah, could potentially promote her. She does have a higher strength based. Most of my archers, I mean most of my bow units. So let's see. Just basically ship them until they fall off. I'm considering promoting her so she gets around 16 speed, and that's fairly good. Most of your good units have around 16 speed, 15, 16 rounded margin. Silent attack won't be that high, but I don't want to promote it before chapter 16 or after chapter 16, but the reason being I want to go to Ilya or Sake. And Sake can pull some rescue strats, but I'm not particularly confident in those. And trust me, I checked There's enemies in every builder, at least in older versions, and no matter enemies you don't want to face even in your growth version. I mean, definitely promoting Shen. The question is if we want to promote Su, so. For instance, So gets. I mean, Shen is way better, honestly. Gets around 15 strength, 16 speed, same speed as her. He has a con. So can use heavier bows while having a respectable amount of aid. So he's not a bad choice, especially since he has 3 range bows, 8 more, and so on. But that's we're gonna worry about him in chapter 9. He does come in level 10, so it's not like we're particularly short in promoting him. That's one reason I don't promote both Su and Sin, but otherwise that'd be a fairly good choice for the Orion's poll. Just cleaning out all his enemies. Divert one of them at Luke just so Gandhi's survive in the last turn, so there's Wagner. He's not particularly hard, honestly. Very few of the units double him since he has 11 base speed, but he's totally manageable if you ask me, especially if it flux wheels a bit. Dirt is honestly an interesting choice with an 18 might bow and 15 strength. She's not gonna be some tank is gonna take hits, but play phase and dealing wyverns, that's a fairly powerful bow, especially since I don't want to discuss about it right now, but it's something pertaining to legendary weapons. We'll save it for chapter 8x. So yeah, I think I'll probably bring Merlinus a lot more than half of my cast, just because it acts as bait and it can have some flexibility in items to bring. Yeah, Marcus will easily reach rank swords, especially with Western Isles. I think I'm going to use him a lot more, but he's going to start to fall off easily compared. Going to fall off soon, basically. Now, vanilla version will probably drop him around chapter 7 or 8. But here, I'm not going to drop him that soon. We're just going to see how far I can use him, because I'm honestly not sure how far I can pull him. Push him, especially since it has come in slightly similar stats. Post promotion others. His lance rank is definitely going to be a bit lower compared to Marcus, but I mean, it's definitely going to be lower. And the sword rank is going to be high enough to use silver swords. Everything except Durandal, basically. And 15 speed is a fair amount of speed, if you ask me. This is not gonna be a combat god like Percival will be. I mean, none of my units are gonna match Percival in sheer combat. Throughout the game, at least. They're gonna reach his bulk, they're gonna reach his HP, they're gonna reach his speed, they're gonna reach his strength. Percival, no doubt, is gonna be my best combat unit overall. His bases are that good, honestly. His bulk isn't gonna be like amazing. It's still fairly decent and take a few hits. Yeah, and that is why I should have bought some fire tomes in chapter 4 or 5. I didn't want to use my A caliber tome on his have to, but sadly I'm forced to use it right now. This knights aren't particularly hard to deal with, but I don't see any reason killing them, especially since I'm not going towards Wagner and the Stone, and the knights don't particularly move. They're just there to block a unit from attacking Wagner and 3 tiles. So I guess that's how I'm supposed to kill him in vanilla version. Just make sure 3 units hit in 1 turn or something. Sadly, this is in FP11 where you have save states, so you probably don't have to pull that strategy off unless you're willing to risk it, but it's still a fairly nice option to have. Oh, Break of all people is doubling him. I'm sure this guy had 11 speed, right? Unless the flux lays him down to 1 point, which honestly I'm not complaining. Oh. Good job, Deke. Yeah, his plan is flawless. He assassinated essentially the Marquis of this place. Roy is just gonna run away and leave him alone, and this asshole will come in. No, I wanna capture you, I wanna sell you to burn. And since Roy is the main lord, it's obvious that Wagner has to die. So, I'm fairly close. Just get a couple of chests, kills a few enemies. I don't have to open the one near the one which shatters. I definitely want to open one on the left, top left, not west, I guess. Yeah, not west. That one has an unlock staff, and unlock staff gives a massive amount of XP. So, along with the fact they can freely open doors without relying on door keys, but as long as this unlock staff is there, is a nice option to have. Especially at things since it probably has 1 or 2 range opening, or even if it doesn't, it still frees me a item slot in a way. Doki is essentially one use item, so that's not a valid argument, but it saves me 50 gold coins. Can use to buy something else. Probably. Yeah. There is enemy squads. We don't probably want to rush them since the position isn't exactly favorable. As you can see, Marcus barely takes 2 hits from a soldier, so we definitely don't want other units to be in range of them, but we can let them come towards us, and that helps. So, depending upon very good Saki Aurelia, either Marcus is gonna get a slight boost his stats, so Marcus essentially gets a stat booster that boosts all of his stats, including con and move. Reload gets a personal high might hard hitting axe, which boosts most of his stats by 2. That's fairly high basis in the Saint Scroll. Might be able to use Zealot throughout the game. Not it's going to be a stellar year in the late game, but still going to be better in most of my cast. That's something, at least. Saint Skull is an item exclusive to this hack. Basically, it boosts all of my stats to a certain amount. I mean, there are Seraph robes, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna get everything in chapter 21. I'll be lucky if we even reach Boots location, considering how intense combat is gonna be there. But I mean, can deal with that. Hopefully, I'll just worry about it in chapter 21. So, there's Saint Skull in chapter 21 next. I guess Project Ember is putting all this treasure chest just to disincentivize LTCing, I guess. So normally what I do in chapter 21 is start with melee, let use a torch to get a clear view of the area, then warp with Nimi and send Percival to the throne to kill him off, and 0% growth. Another person growths or 100% growths, normal growths, pessimistic version of growths. Probably not familiar with pessimistic version of growths. But Emblem is doing pessimistic version of growths. So basically, the units have worse growths, more worse growths. Sorry, worse. I guess it's more worse. Yeah, more worse. So most of all of units have worse growths and a pessimistic growth patch. So Emblem is doing ETC, just an expected turn count run. Basically a more reliable LTC. Wanna go check that out, I guess, when she puts it there. So I'm not very familiar. I mean, very familiar with LTC stars, but if you're gonna ask me to do them, that's well another story. I put a video next to me and copy of every one of the moves. I mean, that is possible, but at that point, it's better just watching a video, honestly. So, Gadland is gonna kill that mage freeze. All I can seize, but I want to get a chest on there since I mentioned it has an unlock staff. I'm gonna heal up Marcus. Just so I get some EXP. Staff EXP, I mean, that doesn't matter. Even if, you know, the normal EXP doesn't matter a whole lot. And speaking of staff EXP, amount of EXP you get through staves is boosted roughly to 15, I think. At least a base heal. The men barrier and other stuff is gonna boost it a lot more. So yeah, I'm gonna drop Chad. Is gonna hit the chest like a Chad. Yeah, honestly, I kinda done on the map. Just need to wait one turn, get a chest, and boom, that should be the end of the map. So, oh, they increase the number of users on lock staff attack. It had 3 users, and I think it has 5 unless I'm mistaken. Well, that should be the end of this map. So like, subscribe, and share. And see you in the next video. Bye bye.